Regie here, your friendly neighborhood bodybuilder and comic book collector, and I want to welcome you to another one of my videos. In this video, we are going to unbox some comics that have shown up here at the house from CGC, and for some reason or another, the floodgates have opened and my books are starting to make their way through CGC here to the house, and I am very excited about that. And I don't know how many books are in this box, but there are a lot of them. A lot of them are doubles and triples and whatever, but let's take a look at the books. The first one is a cool book. I actually sold a couple of these books raw months and months ago, and one of the guys that I sold them to picked up both copies. Both came back at 9.6s, and now I have my own. Now I have my own 9.6. This is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. This is the second printing of issue number 4, and this book is nostalgic for a lot of people because I do believe that this was the cover art that was actually used for the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle video game. I never played the game, was never the biggest Turtle fan, but definitely a really cool book. And shout out to that person that bought the books from me. They definitely got a sweet deal, but they had to send them into CGC, get them graded, get them back, all that kind of stuff. But definitely got a good deal on those books. So 9.6 of that. And thought we'd just go ahead and double down. There's another 9.6 of the exact same book. As I mentioned, there are some duplicate entries here. Might as well just keep it going. This one is actually a 9.4, and I think when I sent these in, I knew that at least one of them wasn't going to be as high a grade as the other. So there you go, 9.4. And I will tell you that a lot of these books that I'm showing will be available for sale on regiecollects.com, so stay tuned for that. This last one is a really cool book. This one, I honestly felt like a couple of them had a good shot at a 9.8. You saw the grades of the others, but we did manage to score one 9.8, and I do believe that there were only 13 of these in the CGC census. I glanced at it very, very briefly several hours ago, so my memory may be a little bit off, but I do believe that there are only a handful of these on the census. So really, really cool book. I'm sure someone will fact check me on that one, but I think that is accurate. Not everything will be on the site. This next one is a really, really cool book. It is a Jacques cover, an absolutely just creepy and wonderful cover all at the same time. This is Detective Comics 880 in 9.6 with white pages. Just creepy and wonderful, right? I mean, that's the only way you can describe this book right there. So set that one off to the side. I only have one copy of that. This one, and I will tell you, almost all of these came out of the 100K collection, so I'll throw that out there. This one, I felt like this was going to be a 9.8. I honestly did. I have multiple copies of this book that I found in the collection. I chose to send this one because I felt like it was the best shot on goal at a 9.8. CGC did not agree with me. They actually gave me a 9.6 on this one. This is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Adventures #1. From Regie, 9.6 white pages, and I think I have, again, multiples of this one. I don't think that the others will come close to a 9.8, but maybe I need to take a closer look at them and see. There are a couple of disappointments, I will tell you, in this shipment. Again, this is one of the books that I sent that I felt like it could have been a 9.8. CGC did not see it that way. This is G.I. Joe, A Real American Hero, issue #1. Came back 9.6 white pages. Really, really cool book. This book is awesome. I was a huge fan of this comic back in the day, this toy back in the day. And I actually went back and read a lot of this stuff from G.I. Joe, and the stories are not bad. They are not bad. They have somewhat held up over time, you know, but definitely a really cool book. I was keeping my fingers crossed for that 9.8. That did not come. It did not come. This one, I felt like it was going to be a lower grade than the other one, and indeed it is. This one actually came back at a 9.2 with white pages, and you'll notice that this one is a little bit different from the last. Show the two of them side by side. You can actually see there's a little bit of a difference there with that one. But again, I was hopeful that this one would come back at a 9.8, at least one of them. But this one is also a newsstand 9.2. Definitely not a bad thing. Can't be too upset, right? It's an awesome book. This one is a book. I think this came out of the 100K collection. I think that it did. This one I knew was not going to be super high grade. It is a nice book, and it will stay with the collection. This is Amazing Spider-Man issue number 569. This is the second printing. Really cool cover right there. This is a cool one. I think I have another copy of this in the collection that is probably lower grade than this one, but a cool book to have in the collection. You guys know I'm an Amazing Spider-Man fan. Maybe you don't know. Maybe this is your first video. And if it is, I definitely want to encourage you to go ahead and hit the subscribe button so you can tune in to all the content that I release from the channel. But those of you that have been around know that I am a Spider-Man fan, hence that one is staying in the collection. Another book that I sent in from the 80s. There is definitely a theme to some of this stuff, right? This is another book from the 80s that is based upon a toy line, and it is Transformers. This one came back at a 9.4 with white pages. I believe that I found 4 copies, maybe 5 copies of this in the collection. I know I sold at least one raw, but I decided to go ahead and send this one in. The one I sold raw had a lot of spine ticks on the spine, but this one came back 9.4 with white pages, and again, can't be too upset at that one. This one, however, is a different story. This one I felt was going to be a 9.8, but no, 9.6 of Transformers. I was a huge Transformers fan back in the day, and I am very excited about the possibility of the Transformers actually coming back. I think they're, Beast Wars is like the movie that they're working on, so I'm definitely excited about that. I've seen all the other Transformer movies, and I'm looking forward to seeing what they have in store for us. The next two are books that I found in the 100K collection. I felt like both of them would have a shot at a 9.8, but again, we only achieved a 9.6. This is Johnny Quest number 5. This is just a really cool cover. This book is from Comico, which is a comic book line publisher that did not last terribly long. A lot of people may not have heard about it. I actually did a video or two on this publisher, but they had this book, Johnny Quest, really cool cover, so I decided to send that one in. That is definitely a cover play with that one. I felt like both of them should have been 9.8s, but I am pleased that I was able to at least score one. Again, just a really cool cover right here. Set that one to the side, and we have a couple of Star Wars books coming up for the Star Wars fans out there. This one, I felt like this one's probably right at a 9.4. This is Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic number 42, and I found multiple copies of this one in the collection. This is an origin book, really cool book right there. So very excited about season 3 of The Mandalorian. We could be months to possibly a year away at this point, but I'm definitely excited for that show. I have been blown away by the first 2 seasons, and very excited about the third one. This one is one that I knew was going to be a 9.8, and CGC actually agreed with me, so I am excited about that. I actually found recently 2 additional copies of this book in the collection. I have not yet looked at them, but if they are in decent shape, they will too be going into CGC. This is Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic number 9, and this is the first full appearance of Raven. Is that how you say it? Oh, I could have butchered that one. I think that was the origin. This is the first full appearance right there. Came back at a 9.8. This is an awesome book. This book is super hot right now. So definitely pleased to have found 3 copies with at least one of them being a 9.8. So we'll set that off to the side. And these, I can't even remember when I sent these books in. I was definitely feeling clearly like a Star Wars thing and definitely like an 80s toy thing. So I can't recall when I sent it in. I don't remember the dates. This is a cool book right here. This is To the Point. This is Star Wars number 42. 9.2 right there. Cool book. Cool book for certain. I found a nice stack of these in the 100K collection. And I want to say I have possibly one full run of all of the Star Wars Volume 1, with the exception of the issue number 1. I think I have everything else except for that. And then I have a few partial runs of the same in the collection. So here is another copy of that same book, Star Wars 42. This one for the cover, or the label here, is part 4 of the Empire Strikes Back movie adaptation. This is a 9.4 with white pages. Really cool book right there. So a 9.2 and a 9.4 thus far. And I'll save you some of the gory details. There are 2 more 9.4s right there. And I thought I had one that was slightly higher grade. Thought I had a 9.6. Maybe not. Thought I had a 9.6 in there. But what was that? 3 9.4s? 3 9.4s and a 9.2. Yep, there we go. All right. So this next one is a cool book. My buddy Doug is like hot and bothered over this series. I think he's very excited about the Netflix series that is going to be coming out of Sandman. And to that point, I decided to send in a couple of Sandman books because of him and the blog post that he writes for RegieCollects.com. This first one is Sandman issue number 8. This is the first appearance of Death. This one actually came back at a 9.2. I was hopeful that I would get a slightly higher grade, but a 9.2 probably is fair when you take a look at that one. The next 2 are basically the exact same book, the exact same issue, exact same grade, and I could not be more happy, to be honest with you. This is Sandman issue number 1. 9.8, and as I said, I have another one sitting here on the desk. So a pretty nice run of books into CGC. I want to say maybe 30-ish more books that are still out at CGC that will hopefully be making their way to me relatively soon. I am preparing my next submission into CGC, and honestly, I have never really been a fan of the fast tracking, but I'm actually going to fast track the submission this time. I'm going to probably fast track the pressing as well as the grading to cut down, hopefully, on the submission time. But I'm in the process right now, as we speak, of going through a few books to figure out what it is that I want to send in next. But as I mentioned, a lot of what you all saw in this video will be available on RegieCollects.com, so you may want to head over there, check it out, and maybe you'll pick something up. With that said, if you need to reach out to me, feel free to do so on Instagram at Regie Collects. Take care.